Hi, I'm Tim Watson from Timography and welcome to our video blog post number 8. Today we're going to talk about these wonderful little Bowens Pulsar Radio Triggers. In previous episodes when we've been in the studio shooting, you would have noticed of course that we were triggering the flashes wirelessly, and I've made mention of the fact that we are doing so and that we would explain them in a future episode, so here we go. These are wonderful little devices. They're a transceiver, which means they're a transmitter or a receiver, depending upon where you set the mode switch. You have to do it manually, but it's not a big deal at the end of the day. I know pocket wizards do it automatically, but it's no big deal. Just moving through the device very quickly. They're powered by a couple of little AAA batteries. You'll get, don't quote me, I think it's around 80 plus hours use out of a set. Yeah, I've been using these for a couple of years now, and rarely do we replace the batteries, and we use them for long periods of time, so they're I think we might even get longer than that, depending on how much you're using them, of course. Great battery life. Just running quickly through the connections on the unit. We have a sync in here if you're using an external device to trip the trigger. And around the back here and on this side we have outputs when we're using the trigger to trip another device, like a flash head, of course, the obvious choice, or I often use these for triggering my Nikon speed lights. We set them to manual on location shoots. They're very handy and portable. And I'll just use this connector here into the PC jack on the speed light itself, and that works very, very well. This connector we use, the PC jack, just in the studio, that connects via a supplied lead with the device straight into the back of the flash head, so it's very quick and easy. We've got 4 main groups of channels on the front of the device. You can see there the mode switch says all, which means it will transmit on all 4 channels, or we can select them individually depending on what we want to do, and I'll demonstrate that very shortly. But for each main channel group we've got 6 subgroups, so it gives us 24 channels in all that we potentially can select individually, of course, within those subgroups, but you can transmit simultaneously on all 4 main groups. That's about it for the device. There's not a lot to it. They're very small. Here's my my iPhone remote. So you can see the footprints are around about the same. Of course, they're a little bit thicker than that, but they're quite a small, petite little device. So what I'm going to do now is just give a very quick demo of how we can assign different channels to trip the triggers in different sequences. So what I'm going to do is turn this one here on to transmit, as I've just done, and for now I'm going to leave the channel selector on all, and I'm going to assign subgroup A, just for the sake of the exercise. So over to here, we're going to turn this device onto receiver, as you can see I've done there. I'm going to set this to actually to channel 1 there, and also channel A subgroup. And finally, this third trigger we're also going to set to receiver, and I'm going to set this one to channel 2 and the subgroup to A. Okay, so there we've got our all 3 little triggers just sitting there on standby quite happily. What I'm going to do is use this one as my transmitter, as we've set it to TX transmit. So this one's set to all, this one's set to channel 1, this one's set to channel 2. But if I just trip the little test button here on the top of the device, you can see that all 3 are firing every time I push the test button. Those couple of little extra flashes there is that the test light or the standby light still flashes in between trips. So there you go. Now if I set this here to channel 1, you'll see that only this one here will go off. See, the other one tricked you when the standby light went on. See, we're only tripping that one device, or one receiver I should say. Select channel 2 over here. We're going to trip them again, and now only this trigger is going off. And I'll set this back to all and trip them again. You can see that all 3 are firing. So there you go, a very quick little demonstration. What I'll do now is attempt to run down the road. Sun's just about gone down, but for the sake of the video, I'll go down the road, set up in just a little car park and show you a live demo of the triggers actually tripping the flashes. Back in a moment. Okay, so here we go. Here's our very basic little setup for the sake of the exercise. Now, what I'll show you is over here we have one Bowens Pulsar flash head, Bowens Gemini flash head, and on it there, if you can focus, we have a Pulsar radio trigger wired to one channel, and over here we have another flash head with another Bowens Pulsar on it, wired to a different channel. And just for the sake of the exercise, we're powering both of these strobes on location with this really cool little battery pack that Bowens make for their Gemini flash heads, so we can get about 200 full strength flashes, or about, wow, goodness, hundreds more if you turn the power down, so it's very, very cool. Okay, so what we've got here is, when I go over to my camera, it's currently set here to all, so when we trip the flashes like that, we get both of them firing. If I then switch this here to channel 1, what we do is we get the strobe on camera right, just firing. And if I change this to channel 2 over here, we get strobe camera left, just firing. And back to all here on the camera, back to all here, and push the trigger and move the camera out of the way, and we get both strobes going off. So I'm just going to take a couple of shots to show what that looks like, and then we'll head back to the studio. So there we go. Very cool use of the Bowens Pulsar triggers. Well, that concludes today's video blog post. Thanks for watching. If there's anything else you would like us to talk about, demonstrate or share, please send me an email through my website at timography.net. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.